Welcome to your love reading. This is for all Taurus placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Cross watchers are also welcome here. Thank you for spending this time with me. We're going to go ahead and pull a couple cards from the Tarot Nefertari deck. Then I will pull some more specific cards from my Loving Oracle deck for, some more detail. And then we will finish out with some advice oracle cards from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So, with that being said, let's get started. Spirit, I thank you for the opportunity to be able to read for the Taurus Collective regarding love and interpersonal relationships. I ask for your protection and guidance as well as clear and concise messages as I perform this active divination for the collective. Protect the message as well as the collective viewing it as well. Ashe, Amin. All right, let's get into it. Past, present, future. What an interesting time. I've been saying this in all of my Taurus readings. As a Taurus sun, that Taurus has kind of been taking a little beating since 2018 because Uranus is in Taurus. So once that leaves, which is I think late April of this year, 2026, we will start to see a little reprieve and relief. All right, past, present, future as it pertains to love. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. All right, so you chose to leave a certain mindset behind. You chose to see things from a different perspective. I kind of see the Eight of Swords almost as like a precursor or a mini version of the Hanged Man in a lot of cases. So you're seeing things differently. You went through something that was, I'm not gonna lie, a little harrowing, and thank you. And you are now in this position where you are able to look at things from a perspective that you're able to distill a lot more. And then in the future, you have the Sun. So we're in a pretty solid position here, it looks like. So in the past, you did go through something a little tiring. And you decided to kind of look at things a little bit differently and walk away from the way that you were dealing with your mental space in the past. This is what the card looks like up close. And so we'll get into what exactly that looked like for you. And of course, take all this as it resonates and place yourself where you fit in the story. This is still general, although it is a love-focused reading. In the present, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So there's a new opportunity for fulfillment coming in, Taurus. A new opportunity for emotional fulfillment coming in. And it's coming in pretty swiftly. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is somebody that seems to be curious. This is a very curious energy, so they're wanting to know more about you, which is a positive thing. And then in the future, we have the Sun card, which is a very, very positive card. So with that being said, let me just get a little bit more clarification with tarot, and then we'll flip over to the love-focused oracle cards. So why is the Eight of Swords here? What exactly happened? What can you tell me about the Eight of Swords? Ooh, not like that, baby. That's too many cards. Whenever the cards jumble up like that, it does indicate that there might be some uncomfortable truths lingering that you might not have settled with yourself. So just make sure, if you journal, find some journal prompts about what it is. Maybe your expectations around the situation needed to be reset. You might have left somebody behind and now you're picking up, because this seems like this energy seems new. So you might have gone through something that kind of forced you walked away from something mentally, but you might have also walked away from something physically. You might have broken up with somebody or divorced somebody in the past. And now you're coming into a position where, things are progressing, but we're going to get more clarity. So the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So the Wheel of Fortune, which if you notice up here, there are numerals. This is a 10. So you completed a cycle. Which seems to me like you may or may not have left somebody in the past, but you did complete a cycle. And that is what mentally you walking away, right? You changing your mindset and saying, you know what? I actually don't want my relationships to look like this. I actually don't want to deal with somebody who does X, Y, Z, A, B, C. I actually do deserve, I actually do deserve to be with somebody that makes me feel wanted and appreciated or what have you. And so very interestingly enough, Lord have mercy, very interestingly enough, going one layer deeper with clarification, you completed a cycle by leaving someone behind. Looks like there's a little wind picking up outside. So if you hear that, excuse me, the elements are making themselves known. you completed a cycle by changing your mindset and deciding that you were not accepting something anymore. You decided that you wanted your life to look differently and that you actually do deserve to be treated properly, that you actually do want to have a fulfilling love life. And so when you decided that, you actually completed a cycle. It was as simple as a mindset change, right? As soon as you did it, the cycle completed and a new cycle has started. So it seems like you have an opportunity for a new contract. When I clarified the Knight of Pentacles, I got the Lovers. So you might be dealing with a Gemini. You might have Gemini in your chart. I am a Gemini, Venus Gemini. So it's very interesting for me personally as a Taurus sun reading this. But this new energy that's coming in, baby, this person, they want you and they want you bad. So they're a lot, it's a lot different of an energy. It doesn't seem like the energy that forced you into this position of needing to look at things differently and walk away and close a cycle. This is nothing like what you dealt with before. This is a complete, I would even dare to say 180. You have the Sun in the near future. The Sun is the happiest card in the tarot, right? And that is clarified by the King of Swords. So this is somebody that is very mentally stable, mentally well adjusted. You might have been dealing with somebody that was a little off the rocker. Also, they had like a lot of unaddressed issues that were bleeding into your relationship. That might have been why you decided to leave. Matter of fact, let's go right into the love oracle. That's what I'm hearing, so that's what I'm going to do. All right. One second, folks. Sorry about that, y'all. The thunder was kind of picking up and I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't want it to startle anybody. All right, so I went ahead and shuffled as you saw. So we're going to go ahead and pull some cards starting from the past going into the future. So past, present, and future. What is going on? What was happening in the past? Like, what was happening and transpiring in the past? I know for me personally what it was, but for the collective, just so that we can all be on the same page, what was happening in the past? There was clearly that relationship, whatever it looked like, you know, specifically, there were a lot of communication issues. Whenever my cards jumble up and jam like that, if you saw, it's, for me, it's indicative of communication issues. So there might have been a lot of communication issues in the relationship, and that might have been why you decided that you actually don't want to do this anymore. You might have been the person that was trying to fix things, save things. Yeah, there was a lot of communication issues. Like, a lot. So, what was going on in the past? Yeah, these cards don't want to talk, like, at all. What was going on in the past? Okay. So, we have Paradise. Happiness and joy, playfulness, enjoying each other, honeymoon phase. So there was definitely a honeymoon phase. This person might have put like their best, the past person, of course, that, you know, you've decided to leave this the situation behind. In the beginning, things were, you know, in the honeymoon phase. You didn't notice any crazy red flags, and that's probably why you stayed. I'm hearing past the expiration date. What else? Who was that? Who just showed their face like that? Who was that? Date. Okay. So, in dealing with all of this, you realized you realized, you know, you weren't getting, what I'm hearing is you weren't, in the beginning, everything was cool. Like, it was honeymoon phase. You know, everything seemed really, really nice. But then they started dropping the ball. So, like, you began yearning for dates. It's not, you know, at one point you were going on dates with this person, but you began to yearn for these romantic experiences. So I'm kind of hearing that you were romantically starved. What's happening in the present? And who is this lovers? What is this? What is this, honey? Okay. I'm not gonna take these because I didn't see any faces. What happened in the, and you know what the thing is too? Thank you. Clock. So needing time. Cycles take time to heal, progressing. This is somebody, you might have already told them this, or you will be telling them this soon, that you intend to take it slow. They didn't intend to rush you, whoever this new person is. They have no intentions of rushing you. Key on a ring. Many options, unconventional, one night stand, string along. I'm not really getting the one night stand or string along. You might meet this person in a place where you don't normally meet people, or where you're not normally open to talking to people. Unconventional. You might also be attracting many options. So you might have a couple different people that you're talking to or will be talking to in a romantic setting. You might be going on a couple dates with a couple different people. But you're in this energy right now of basically seeing what your options are, but you're not looking to rush with anybody, especially seeing as how you were so emotionally starved in your previous relationship. You didn't really get all of the, because like as a Taurus, we need romance. Like, it's not an option. Like, for some people, they're like, oh, I'm low maintenance. You don't have to. No, we are not a low maintenance sign. You cannot come over here and in the beginning, you're doing all the little nice stuff. It's honeymoon phase. Everything is cool. And then that wears off. And you think when it wears off, you think I'm about to stay? That's crazy. I'm really sorry that you think like that. Like, that's... Right? So that's the energy that I'm picking up on, of like, this person that you used to be with, they came in really strong and then they didn't finish strong. So you ended up feeling emotionally and romantically starved, and you left. You created a new cycle by leaving the situation in the past. And now you have an opportunity for a real connection to bloom coming in, or for some of you, they've already come in. I am not taking all them cards, baby. Respectfully. Right? So they might be coming in, or they've already come in. So somebody might have approached you already. Maybe you were at the bank and you don't, usually you're in and out when you run your errands, but somebody stopped you and like, excuse me, you're so beautiful. I'd love to get to know you, da-da-da. Or, whatever the case may be, you're now in this situation where you want to just kind of scope out what your options are, and you're not really looking to rush. Okay? You have hammer, sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on it and repairing. So the past energy is not exactly looking to let go just yet. They are very much, they're not looking to let go. So they don't know how to consistently maintain the romantic energy that you needed in order to stay safe, or to feel safe and stay with them in the relationship. But them watching other people pursue you, or them even having an inkling that other people might be pursuing you, might inspire them to action, and they might begin this start, stop cycle, because they don't want anybody else to have you, but they don't actually know what it would take to maintain you or to keep you around, or they're not willing or able to do it. What else is going on? And the past, present, and future all flow into each other, because time is very fluid. It's not fixed like how we perceive it to be. Ooh, child. Okay, let's take this card by card here. So we have teddy bear, interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, and want to date. Like I said, this new person that's coming in, they're very interested in you. This is not somebody that is just looking to, bump uglies and then skulk off in the night. Like, this person seems really, really interested in you. And they want to give you that romantic energy. They want to show you a good time, right? They want to make you feel how they think you deserve to feel. which is cherished, right? You also have self-indulgence. So self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. You're pouring into yourself a lot more. One of the lessons that you took away from the previous relationship is that you actually need to up your self-care regimen. You need to be caring for yourself a lot more. It's not, it shouldn't just be when somebody wants to take you out that you are, going out. I'll put this on this side, actually. This seems to be more something that you're realizing now and carrying with you into the future. Whereas this is more so your past bleeding into your present. You're very much in this energy of self-care right now because you're realizing that it's something that you deserve. You also have Cupid's arrow. You have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation, struck by love. So this person this new person you're dealing with, like quite frankly, they're infatuated. They are infatuated with you. And it was very much like I'm hearing it at first sight kind of thing. Like they knew how serious they wanted to take you and how much energy they wanted to pour into you as soon as they saw you. You also have camera, reminiscing, making memories, learning from the past, and perception. Okay? So you're in this era of learning and growing. You are kind of looking back on the past a little bit, but this is not really in a negative way. It seems for you're learning the lessons that you encountered in your journey with the previous person and in that connection. For them, they're looking back and they're crying over spilled milk. So because like I said, they might be inspired to try to compete with this new person, but they're not going to be able to because it's that same inconsistency that drove you away in the first place. You also have addiction here, codependent, obsession and restraint, possession and control, emotional block. So this seems, again, like the old person, they're crying over spilled milk. They're hanging on. They're hanging on real bad. Like they're not trying to let go. They have no intention of letting go. What's going on in the future? Which, I don't really see you concerned by, because it seems like for you, you've emotionally moved on anyway, so you don't really seem to care. The snake, competition and enemy. The other woman look over your shoulder. So this is not really coming from the new person. It kind of seems like your ex might try to get with somebody that the two of you might have, like as a mutual friend or a mutual acquaintance. They might try to strike up something romantically with someone that the two of you know in order to make you feel as though you're missing out on something. I don't see you giving crap about it, but it is something to watch out for. We also have love, unconditional love, self-love and wholeness, affection and attraction, and selflessness. Whoever this new person is, this new connection that's coming in for you, they are doting on you. They're spoiling you. They are loving you in ways that you've never experienced before. So whatever this little trick is that this old person is going to try to do, it's not really going to work. Is there anything else in the future? Because you're really happy. You have the Sun card in your final position. You also have twin flames, yin yang and balance, union and duality, complement, and polar opposites. So you and this new person, you might have, I don't like the term twin flame, but I think the two of you might have a really strong connection that will allow you to learn lessons, but it'll be a lot more pleasurable. It won't be as unsavory as the past person. It'll actually be you learning lessons via a more pleasurable endeavor with them. I think that's really beautiful. All right, let's pull a couple of advice cards and see what we can take with us as we go into the future. All right. So, what advice can I give Taurus at this time regarding... Ooh, thank you. Okay, so we have Sukuyan, which is scarcity. That is page 21. So here is the imagery here. I'm going to go ahead and lay that down, and I'm going to read. So Sukuyan, this is the shadow of scarcity, and she is from Trinidad, the country of Trinidad, but is recognized all over the African diaspora. She rules the temple of shadows and the element of air. Okay, so beauty by day and hag by night. The Sukuyan is an energy vampire, also known throughout the diaspora as the Old Hig or a Boo Hag. Whether energy or blood for vampires, there is never enough to go around. Sukuyan's shadow guidance is you have so much more than you realize. You have access to unlimited joy, love, good times, pleasures, and prosperity. Be grateful for your riches. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and read the embodiment. Stop going to the ocean and asking for a thimbleful of water. It doesn't feel like it when you're desperate, but scarcity and lack are an illusion. Prosperity is believing that there is an overflow, more than enough love, happiness, well-being, and money to go around. Vampires take from others because they don't have enough life force for themselves. That is scarcity consciousness. When you embody lack, you are always hungry, tired, and jealous. Make a gratitude list. What are you grateful for right now? Okay, and your declaration there would be, or your affirmation would be, my blessings always overflow. So the past person, you need to have empathy for the past person, which is really difficult to do because you need to understand that they lack life force energy and they're trying to drain it from you. The best thing that ever happened to your ex was honestly you. And so you removing yourself now is putting them in an uncomfortable position because now they are realizing that somebody else is about to enjoy that blessing and they're about to make a lot better use of the connection than they ever did. But also you need to recognize that scarcity is an illusion and you do deserve to have the love and the abundance in love that you've always yearned for, that you were romantically starved of in the past. Anything else? I love this deck. I feel like it's very illuminating. This is actually one of my favorite decks that I have. Is there anything else? Thank you. That'll do it. Okay. So we have Mamlambo, which is self-sabotage. So let's go ahead and read. This is what the card looks like. Try to get... There you go. And that is card 24. Okay, so Mamlambo is the shadow of self-sabotage from the Zulu people of Southern Africa. Rules the Temple of Shadows, element bush, so that would be like earth. The shadow monster, Mamlambo, is the brain-sucking, snake-like, water-dwelling Zulu goddess of rivers. Mamlambo's shadow guidance is you're holding yourself apart from your blessings. What ancient pain are you trying to stuff down, numb, ignore, or avoid? What does your self-sabotage help you avoid? So self-sabotage, I'm taking a break from reading this. I'm talking to you now. Your self-sabotage might have looked like you staying in that connection longer than you should have because you thought you could fix it. You thought you could fix them. You thought that you needed to prove something to somebody that, you weren't. Whatever, however it resonates for you. But at the end of the day, you need to realize that holding on to things that don't serve you is also a form of self-sabotage, especially when you know it's time for you to go. So your inner saboteur is clever. Seductive patterns of behavior block your path and your power. Distractions, addictions, craving, and unhealthy habits will not bring you your best. Your inner bully is the voice telling you that you messed up, the part of you that is jealous, the anger that you don't know what to do with, your stuck inner procrastinator, and your toxic relationship choices. Ding, ding, ding. Stop terrorizing yourself with broken promises of discipline. Instead, choose devotion on your path. What inspired action can you take today? And the declaration or affirmation would be, I have compassion for myself. And then lastly, you have Mami Wata, which represents the theme of naked. And this is such a beautiful imagery. Like, I think this is so fun. So fun. Okay, so Mami Wata is the goddess of emotional nakedness. She represents the entire diaspora. Comes from the temple of griots or storytellers, and represents the element of water, which is in tune with the emotions. Mami Wata and her sisters live in the Ikpopa River in Benin City, Nigeria, but the ancient mermaid goddess is her own global pantheon. Mami Wata influences emotions and gifts her followers with clairvoyance and healing powers. Her guidance: hide no more. The emotional nakedness you avoid is your superpower, not your shame. The embodiment: being emotionally naked means being vulnerable enough for the real you to shine through, which would be important for fostering the kind of growth that we're seeing here. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Practice being transparent. Start with people closest to you. Say, I haven't been showing the whole me, but I am starting today. Have the courage to feel and express your feelings without people pleasing. Speak your truth. Share your story. Cultivate an appreciation for vulnerability in others. Become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable and making others uncomfortable, because you can't control other people's perception of you, right? And so the declaration or affirmation here would be, I have the courage to be vulnerable. Beautiful. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. I appreciate the fact that you are spending this time with me, and I wish you the best.